So let's get started. All right, so I want you guys, don't read the whole thing to me, okay? Whoever wants to go, just go. And then we'll fix as we need to. We're gonna go ahead and unpack the standards. So this is a unit 5 things to know. We're gonna review World War I through what? World War I through what? World War II, yep. All right. So somebody, you guys can just blurt it out, okay? 15 deals with U.S. involvement in World War I. 15A. Tell me the verb, tell me the nouns. That's everybody. Anybody got it?
Yeah. The verbs.
Yes, just say, go ahead.
The verbs are describe and movement. Nouns are U.S., World War I, and Zimmerman telegram.
Everybody else get the same thing? Yeah, make sure you guys also put in there U.S. Unrestricted submarine too. So for 15A is World War I, unrestricted submarine warfare, and Zimmerman telegram. As you guys go through these, say like kind of take a check off list. Like, yeah, I know this, or yeah, I don't. Okay. All right, who got 15B? Wait, Lamb, I got somebody going.
Oh, okay, sorry.
That's correct. So it's explain. The verbs are the first word. Do we need to keep doing those? No. Okay, let's just do the nouns. All right. So the nouns is World War I, Great Migration, Espionage Act, and Eugene Debs. Everybody got that? All right, Lamb, can you do 15C?
Sure. The verb is explain, and the noun, what you're supposed to be explaining, is Wilson's 14 points and the debate over U.S. entry into the League of Nations.
Yep. So 14 points and then League of Nations. Everybody got those? All right, let's go to 16. I'm gonna just call on people, okay? Because you get it wrong, they gonna hurt you, okay? All right, so 16. Eric, what do you got for the nouns for 16?
Rising communism, socialism, United States, Red Scare, and immigration restriction.
Good. Everybody got those? Okay. All right, 16B. Ms. Benson, 16B. Just do the nouns, yeah. Yep, that's it. So 15B is just 18th and 19th Amendments. All right, 15C, Ms. Brown. Only nouns.
Which one of us?
Also, Arabelle.
Okay. Which one is it? 16C?
Yeah.
Mass production and advertising, increasing consumerism, Henry Ford and the automobile.
Everybody got those? Okay. Are y'all be able to say, okay, I remember these? Are y'all doing that already? Okay, good. All right. 16D, Trenton.
I didn't get that one.
Hey, just do it right now. Like, look at it. What are the nouns?
Your screen is small. I can't really see it.
Make sure you go ahead and pull it up on your screen, on your computer too. I'll put it in the chat. All right, so 16A is radio, movies, what else? National culture, okay? Everybody got that? 16E is what? Anybody? We need to go quicker. We ran out of low time. 16E is what?
I got it.
Okay, go.
Cultural expression, jazz, Harlem Renaissance.
Everybody got that? 17. Anybody?
I got
Overproduction.
overproduction.
What else? I got somebody in class. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I got you coming up next. Huh? Go ahead. Yes. So you got overproduction, underconsumption, stock market speculation, stock market crash of, make sure you put 1929, okay? And then Great Depression. Go ahead. 17B.
All right. I got over farming, climate, Dust Bowl, and migration west.
Perfect. Everybody got those? Okay. Who got 17C? Anybody? Unemployment? Yes, unemployment and Hooverville is perfect, man. All right, 18A. Anybody?
Relief, recovery, reform, and New Deal.
There you go. Everybody got those? B is gonna be Social Security Act and Second New Deal. We don't have to put Roosevelt because we kind of know that because it's New Deal. Everybody got me on that? They just kind of go together. I wouldn't necessarily put Roosevelt, but if you did, you're not wrong. It is a noun, okay? C is gonna be New Deal programs, really. That's about it. You can put Roosevelt's leadership, but it's kind of implied, okay? And then D is gonna be what? Who got D? Who got D?
I can do it.
Eleanor Roosevelt. Go ahead, Stockdale.
Eleanor Roosevelt and New Deal programs.
Yeah, that's fine. And then online people, you guys can see 19. You guys can just kind of write if you want to, okay? All right, so now I got to talk to only my online people because you the only one that's got the on this version. Who got 19A?
I can do it.
Go ahead.
Investigate the Lend-Lease Act and Pearl Harbor.
That's good. Make sure you also put Japanese, just because we want to make sure you talk about the Japanese too. Everybody got me on that? We know Japanese and Pearl Harbor are coincide, but we'll make sure you got it together, okay? B. Who got B?
Pacific
if you guys want to do
Theater,
it while y'all see, y'all can too, okay? Go ahead.
Pacific Theater, Battle of Midway, Manhattan Project, dropping of the atomic bomb.
Perfect. What about C? Huh? Yes. So you got European theater is going to be the weapons, food, medical supplies, troops, D-Day, and fall of Berlin. And remember, World War II, we fought on two sides, right? So that's why you got to have no Pacific theater and the European theater. All right. What about D? Anybody? Yep. Good. So African Americans are blacks, role of women, wartime conversion, rationing, mobilization. So that's good. And then the last one is going to be just Japanese Americans. For E, puts their internment camps. Everybody got me on that? As long as you guys know internment camps, you guys be good to go. Y'all good? Okay, so now listen to me. This is y'all review. Y'all got to speak up. Be wrong now, not next week, okay? Or not, tomorrow, okay? So we're going to go through the study guide. I need everybody to be able to speak up and give me answers, okay? I will fill in, but we want to get this whole thing done, but I need y'all to speak up, okay? So I'm not leading this one at all. I'm in the background, okay? Online people, y'all hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to call out the number. You give me the answers. Everybody got me on that? Everybody ready? All right, then get some water. See how different I sound now? 150. Again, I call a number, you give me the answer. 150. Yes, Zimmerman telegram is when Mexico sent a telegram, which is a letter, to Mexico saying, "Hey, help us fight the war. We give you back the land that you guys lost to the United States." Everybody got that? Germany sent a telegram to Mexico telling them to give back. If you help us fight World War I, we'll give you back all your land. Do you want one of these cloth masks I got up here? Do you want one of these cloth masks they gave me? Okay. All right. 151. Yes, that was literally saying they were bombing any submarine in the water. Keep this in mind. Germany did give the United States a warning. Do not put any of your people on these boats. Did I got me on that? Because a lot of your passenger ships had ammunition on it. Which is, you think, oh, that's kind of screwed up. You got to go take a trip. Why would you take a trip during World War I, though? Let's just stop there, okay? Why do you take a trip during World War I? Anyway.
You got to get places.
Dr. Ted.
Yeah, right. Huh?
Jay is trying to tell you something in the chat.
I can't do the chat. Y'all killing me.
He just wants you to know that he's coming to school.
Okay. Cool.
And that he
Answered your
answered the question.
Oh. Thank you. All right, thank you, Jay. I got you. All right. 152.
The Great Migration, wasn't that when a lot of Black people moved from the South towards the North?
Y'all both got it. Y'all both got it. So good job. Y'all, this sucks. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, this sucks. I have never complained. If y'all ever heard me complain since school started, I am now complaining that this sucks. Doing it both ways sucks. All right, 153. There's a test question, definitely. There's a test question on all these, but I know for sure there's one on 153. Yes, Espionage Act basically stopped people from spreading news about the war because they didn't want people to talk bad about the war, right? Remember that? Remember Sedition Act from John Adams? You remember that one? Talk bad about the war, you get put in jail. Remember that, you guys? So remember those kind of contextualizations. Yeah, they can. What do you think this whole fight over Twitter and Facebook is? It's the same exact thing. I'm being unbiased, yes. It's the same thing. The whole fight about limiting Twitter and Facebook is a more modern version of espionage because right now, you can throw anything on Facebook, right? But the whole idea of limiting is that, yes. And it goes both ways. It can because you can make an argument that it's because people are saying things that are false, and also be said things that people are limiting what it said. To give you an example, 10 to 15 years ago, they had do you guys recall the revolution they had in Egypt? Has anybody heard about that? Okay, go Google it. They had a whole revolution in Egypt, and guess how they organized it? Facebook. Does everybody hear me on that? Facebook was seen very differently after that. Has everybody got me on that? So yes, this is the key thing I tell you guys. And the way I teach things, the way I teach it. Everything that's happened in the past happens again. Okay? It's a question of how it happens. All right, who was Eugene Debs and his social movement? What was that? Anybody?
Eugene Debs was the leader of the socialist movement in America.
Right. Yeah, I got that now? That's it. He got put in jail.
Hey,
Go ahead.
For number 153, what natural right did the espionage contradict?
Freedom of speech.
Okay.
Everybody got that? That's a good question. And remember, Eugene Debs got put in jail. He still was winning electoral votes. Well, presidential votes. Like he got over 200,000, which is a lot now, but definitely a lot. Well, it's not a lot now. You got people got millions of votes, but it was a lot back then for sure. Okay. All right, what was the Chinese Exclusion Acts? You're close. Not yet. We're not there yet. Yes, you got to it. So the Chinese Exclusion Act, when we restricted Chinese from coming in, we wanted them to build the railroads, right? Stop coming in. We don't want no more of you. How did that lead to the fear of socialism and communism? How is that leading to the fear of socialism and communism? They was fearing to bring their ideals. Because now keep this in mind. Let's talk about why socialism and communism is bad for us in theory, okay? Keep in mind, all this stuff is, if you look at it on paper, it sounds okay in theory. Is everybody got me on that? Once you get people involved, everything gets screwed up. This is what I'm getting at. We live in a capitalist marketplace, okay? Everything about us is capitalist based, meaning open market, supply, demand, etc., right? Both communism and socialism hates capitalism because everything is level. So instead of paying so much money for a Lexus, Honda, and Ford, they all cost exactly the same. Is there a guy on that? Instead of having separation, like say you go to the grocery store, you go to the ketchup, you see like 1,700 ketchups, right? There'll be one ketchup costs the same amount of money. Which now means everybody get paid the same too. Is there a guy on that? So you kill the whole idea about separation of wealth because everybody gets paid exactly the same. The good thing about that, you can say, is that, well, now everybody, if you go to school because you really want to go to school, you do what you love to do. You're not doing it to make more money. Does it make sense on that? Of course, our system totally goes against that because we all do things because we want to make a certain amount of money. Right? That's where you, now again, how to get messed up because you get people involved. Y'all follow me on that? Or the whole idea like going to like McDonald's, Burger King, right? Well, think about how many times we go to the grocery store. We go to certain grocery stores to get certain things, right? That is capitalist. Socialism just goes to the store. It's going to be exactly the same price no matter where you go. You got me on that? Well, I take that as communist. Socialism is the idea that it's just distribution of wealth across all people. Y'all got me on that? Communism is just more so everything equal on the legs in theory. Okay. Yes, a doctor will make the same amount as a teacher will make the same amount as a janitor, and we keep going down the whole spectrum. Everybody got me on that? And you can make arguments for that being both good and bad. But you also can make an argument if you become a teacher because you want to be a teacher, because you know you're not making more money. You want to be a doctor, you become a doctor because you really want to be a doctor. You're not making more or less money. That makes sense on that? And think about all the people we know in our lives that suck at their jobs, but they make a lot of money at it. Y'all follow me on that? Okay. What was the 18th and 19th Amendments? 156. Anybody? Go ahead.
18.
Go
18
ahead.
was the ban of alcohol, and the 19 was saying women could vote.
Y'all got that? 157.
The assembly line, the one product was moved between people, so each person didn't have to do the entire job, and it made it a lot faster. And Henry Ford revolutionized it.
Made everything faster, right? Okay. Is everybody good out here? Everybody, okay, say it one more time.
It made it faster, and it was easier to build the products, and Henry Ford revolutionized it.
So it made the production of products faster, so now we've been able to make more of it, right? And Henry Ford is the one that really did it. During this time period. Everybody got me on that? $158.
So with advertisements, you had the ability to market to a large audience as opposed to just having a store. And mass production made it so that you could supply that new demand that you're producing with advertisements.
Everybody got that? Think about right now. You can't get on Facebook without getting a commercial, right? It's some kind of ad. You could have just did a Google search and you see an ad on it on Facebook. I get tired of that sometimes too. It's like you have to constantly remember to do that, otherwise you'll keep keeping those ads. 159. Yeah, it unified us, right? It unified us. 160. You got lower. Speak up again. Okay. So we got Harlem Renaissance. That was, Zora Neale Hurston, Langston Hughes, a lot more arts and culture, right? You can also throw in the jazz there too. How did it form a modern cultural expression? They was able to write the poetry, things of that nature. Y'all remember that? Remember we did Lift Every Voice to Sing, right? All that came out during the Harlem Renaissance, so it changed the idea of culture. Y'all good me? You with me? All right. 161. Anybody?
They were borrowing money that they didn't have to buy shares of the company, which had the price go up, and then people couldn't pay for it. The whole market came down.
Yep, people was borrowing to pay for stocks, and that's when they were trying to get parts of the company, right? You can't ever borrow something you ain't got, and that's what the problem was. So good job. 162. Yep, so you kind of answered number 165 and 162. Herbert Hoover took a more of a laid-back approach to the Great Depression, which made it get worse, right? Think about right now in COVID, right? The economy tanked when everybody closed, right? They gave us a stimulus check immediately. I remember that, right? Some people got unemployment. They got paid more for unemployment than they did for their jobs. They leveled out the economy there, right? It sucked again until election day yesterday, but I'll get to that another time. But that's when the government did the exact opposite of what they did here, right? Here they just said, "Hey, that's a state problem." Y'all got me on that? Y'all got me on that? 163. Yes, that's correct. So basically, the soil very, very light and dry because of over farming, and it left the west. And then one storm came through and just blew all the dust east, right? You had dust storms literally went from Colorado all the way to New York City. You got me on that? So think about everything else going on. Now we add this to it. Kind of like us was last week, right? With the storms. Why did people move west? 164. Anybody? Y'all can answer too. Anybody? Why do people move west? Why do you think people move west? If everybody's living in a New York City, losing jobs, why would you think you might want to move west? Well, it's the idea of new ideas, new chances. Y'all got me on that? It can't get no worse, right? Think about this, y'all. You live in New York City and you literally can walk down the street and see dead people that jumped out of the building because of the stock market. Can you moving west, can it get much worse than seeing that every day? And then we already answered what about Hooverville, so good job on that. All right, let's keep going through, okay, guys? We're almost done. 166. Anybody, 166?
The New Deal was a.
Okay, let's wait. Let's go back. So what was Hooverville's again? So Hoovervilles were named after Herbert Hoover. They were slums, shanty towns. People made up to kind of live in because they had nowhere else to live. They got kicked out their houses. Everybody got me on that? Who was about to answer 166 online?
I did.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the New Deals were a series of bills that were meant to fix the issues caused by the Great Depression. They were made by FDR. He established Social Security and other programs to get people jobs, like the Tennessee Valley Authority, and like conservation movements too, to conserve the environment and
Good
get
job.
people jobs also.
Good job. And then what is 167? Y'all do know we all can draw from Social Security if we ever get really hurt or injured, right? Yeah. Like I used to date a girl in high school. She had epilepsy. She got a Social Security check every month. You're welcome. Y'all hear me too, right? And this is the reason why, probably why I'm on side. By the time I get old, definitely by the time it's not gonna be that much money to draw from because there's so many people drawing from me right now. It was, but then keep this in mind too about a lot of these New Deal programs were never meant to last as long as they had. Has everybody got me on that? They were supposed to be a quick fix, and it just kept lasting. Has everybody got me on that? I'm not saying they're bad, but it wasn't meant to last this long. If you're lucky. And I'm coughing because I'm talking a lot, you guys, not because I got COVID. Y'all have no idea. You probably do if you start talking a lot, how hard it is to have a conversation. I had to cut my whole beard because was not working. Like, it's like, I'm not sure, like it was like one time last week I was trying to test it out. I kept moving the mask because like, I can't do this. I lost my beard. Men, you know how hard it is to grow a beard. Again, I haven't complained until today. It's all coming out. All right. Why was I'm gonna answer this. Roosevelt was more hands-on with the Great Depression, whereas Hoover wasn't. Is everybody got me on that? Eleanor Roosevelt who got 169? Yeah, I'll give you a breather like I need one right now. Anybody got 169? Anybody else? I said anybody else. Go ahead. I have never heard her called a socialist, but I can agree with that. So that's a good point. I can see that now. But also, she was the first lady that was becoming more politicized, right? She actually did things outside of get party. Y'all follow me on that one? I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but before her, it was pretty much that's all they did. She became a lot more involved. And also, I remember her husband was sick for a long time, right? There's a lot of speculation that she was running the country in the background through him. Everybody got me on that? Which, if you think about it, makes sense, right? Who's gonna be closer to him than anybody else? Her. Who's gonna have as much power because of him? It kind of made sense there. Is everybody got me on that? Yeah, the time period she could do nothing public. All right, let's go ahead and finish this up. 170.
Basically, the U.S. sent weapons and like supplies to the even though they were sending like weapons and supplies to Britain, they consider themselves neutral to the war. They were just supplying their allies.
Are you ever really neutral if you're doing that though? No, you are hella into the war at that point. Like you got your hands all over the place. That's like me saying, I can't even say because they think be neutral. Like it's can't. Okay, this is why I'm saying, okay, for example, I don't know how I'm gonna do this tonight with my college class, but I am making sure every effort I have to not talk about the presidential election because I'm trying to make neutral. Because right now, it's too many ways you can go off this cliff. Y'all got me on that? Particularly in my ethnic studies class coming up next. It's gonna be too easy to go off the cliff. Neutral, don't do nothing about it. The United States, during World War II, they had their hand all over the place, talk about everything though. Literally every country in the World War II, y'all hear me on this. Every country in World War II, the United States gave something to, and somebody owed the United States for it. That is the reason why the United States became superpower, because the whole world basically owed them. Y'all got me on that? And until about 2005, that's when the last debt was paid off. Now, I will say this one thing about the election. My stocks did very good yesterday. Do y'all want to tell you why my theory is? Even though the presidential election no one knows about, right? We still trying to figure it out. The House and Senate, we kind of got an idea what it's going to look like. That's stability. Y'all follow me on that? Who's gonna give us the next stimulus check? Not the president, the Senate. And for the most part, we got an idea that it most likely will be either Republicans or Democrats, but we got an idea that it's kind of set. The stock market likes that because, again, another stimulus check gives us more what? Which gives people more money to do what? Y'all get it? So prior to yesterday, I lost about $2,000 in the stock market. Yesterday, I picked up like 1,000.
This is the best time to buy.
Say it again.
This is the best time to buy
Right now,
because
it's
like
like
the
the
stocks are so low and so they're so cheap, and we know that eventually we'll get out of this. So you can invest now and make quite a bit of money later.
I'll say the best time in the world, our lifetime to buy is probably in April. This might now be the second best time to buy. You could get Tesla stock for under $800 in April. Tesla's like over two or $3 grand right now. But don't do it off of margin like they did in 1929. Make sure you got the money to buy, okay? All right. 171.
Invest your college savings.
Don't do that. Don't invest in college savings. Don't do that. 171. The singing of Lusitania was what war, though? World War I was Lusitania. But World War II was the Pearl Harbor. That's how the United States got involved. Okay. 172. It looks like this might be a long answer, but it's really not. Anybody got 172?
Yeah, the difference.
Wait 1 second. Nuha, I got you coming right now. Go ahead. That's one part of it. They didn't have very many ships and submarines. That's one part. Because remember, Pearl Harbor decimated the fleet, right? Nuha, what was you about to say?
So they're island hopping, so they would have to capture island by island, and they would just send a lot of troops and just kept sending troops, and they would just get decimated because they were attacking a defended bunker.
Basically, it worked. So you had decimated ships, right? Island hopping means you have to go to each. And there's a ton of islands in the Pacific, y'all. Like there's a ton of them. Imagine like the Pacific Ocean being this room, right? Every table is an island, and then add another 2 dozen to it. But then the other aspect too, Japan wasn't going to surrender. Y'all got me on that? Japan was going to just keep coming no matter how many people died and lost. Until what ultimately made them surrender, though? The atomic bombs. Not one, and a threat of a third one. We forget that. There's a threat on the third one going to Tokyo. Is everybody got me on that? And it was like, okay, we good. The first one, dang. Second one, oh crap. Third, okay, no, we good. Let's just stop. Little boy, big boy, and there's a third one. I forget the name of it. What was 173? 173. Yeah. Go watch the movie if you haven't watched it. But it's a turning point in the war because Japan started to recognize the strength of the United States. They always feared it, but now they said, oh, dang. And keep this in mind, the United States will have the background. Remember, they was funding everybody else with materials, right? But the question was, could they use those materials? And keep this in mind, if you want to win a war, you got to have the materials. The people will do it, but you got to have the materials and the wolf how to win the war. The United States had that, so good job. 174. Yep, we created atomic bombs. Manhattan Project is the name of it. Where did we test the bombs at? Not Canada. It was New Mexico. Los Alamos, New Mexico. That's where they were tested at. Everybody got that? I'm thinking about test questions now, okay? And I know it's on the vocabulary in here too. 175. Y'all don't know, huh? Huh?
They had to come in from the coast, and they were fighting like uphill because they didn't have anyone already on the ground.
That's the biggest one yet. They had to fight an uphill battle because you had no one there. Also, you're fighting a very The German military was good, y'all. Y'all got me on that? Skipping to another question. It's always a question of what if Germany would have won this war? Germany had every reason to win this war. How they didn't win it, I still don't get necessarily, because they had a better military, they had the better scientists. The idea of atomic bomb was a German scientist idea. Y'all got me on that? Like, they had every reason to win this war. And it's, huh? Yeah, that's the reason why. You never think about you in a schoolyard. You never want to fight 4 people at once, do you? Because you always have somebody flanking you in the back. Is everybody got me on that? Germany had to fight 4 different people at once. And it's hard to win that fight. Same thing with D-Day. What he was saying is that the Battle of the Bulge could have went a lot differently. Same thing with D-Day. And what was D-Day? Yeah, all the armies came in and says, on what famous beach? Normandy. They came in on the beach of Normandy. A lot of people died, right? A lot of people died. Like a lot of people died. Like a whole bunch died. But after all those people died, they did actually kind of make a big change, and that was the turning point in the war. Everybody got me on that? And again, a lot of people died. Go play Call of Duty, World War II. It started off right here with this. And you're going to have a hard time getting through that first scene, which makes you realize how hard that fight was. Ooh, they got another Call of Duty coming out with Cold War. I'm sorry. I don't think so either. And this is the reason I don't think it'll be good, because y'all remember Call of Duty Black Ops kind of did the Cold War already. Yeah. I'm still gonna buy it. Oh, with that being said, if I am not here next Thursday, it's because I'm buying my PlayStation 5. I'm just saying, I'm probably gonna be here because I don't like missing days. But if I'm not, all right. Why was the fall of Berlin important? Why was the fall of Berlin important? That was the last German. That's like taking out Washington, D.C. here. Y'all got me on that? Let's keep in mind, people need to understand, we don't have everything in Washington, D.C. for a reason. Is everybody got me on that? But if Washington, D.C. falls, that's a huge thing. But that is, no matter how you look at it, our state capital, our nation's capital. Is everybody got me on that? But we have things spread around the United States, but D.C. is still D.C. Y'all got me there?
So the entire government won't collapse if DC is nuked.
No, the whole government won't collapse. It'll look bad, but the whole government definitely won't collapse. Same thing. And again, I'm using theory. I'm also using verbiage. I mean, stuff that's online. When I say online, I'm not talking about newspapers. I'm talking about academic stuff. Okay, y'all. I trust that 10 times more. But does it make sense to have everything in one freaking spot? I'm just saying, I don't think nobody is that dumb to put everything in one spot. No. And this is the reason why, because I think someone just said the Pentagon. The Pentagon has been hacked more than once. You guys got me on that? You don't want to have everything in one spot.
It's been flown into.
It's been flown into too. It's right. That's right. 9/11. All right, let's get these last two done real quick. Rationally and roles of women. Roles of women, remember Rosie the what? Riveter. Women went out into the factories. They got jobs. They basically kept the United States afloat, okay? They even had a baseball league, which they had some good players in, by the way. Because, baseball is like football right now. Y'all got me on that? Rationing. We rationed belt loops, everything, because we needed more metal. Y'all got me on that? Food wasn't as abundance. Basically like the way COVID was a couple months ago. That's rationing. Except that everybody bought everything, which is why we had to ration, but it's another story. All right, and then Roosevelt's executive orders, remember the Japanese internment camps. To all Japanese Americans, take them off the coast, put them in these camps because we were scared of sabotage. Y'all good there? Tell me that's it. I'm tired. All right, that's it. All right, online people. Remember, you guys got your study guide that's doing Socrates. Y'all got me there? And also remember to do the president sheet. Y'all got me there. All right, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Y'all can go.
Bye. Have a good day.
Not y'all. Y'all can pack up though. Oh Lord Jesus. All right. So this is what I'm gonna do, you guys. I'm gonna come around and spray the tables for you guys to wipe off the tables. We are not leaving until like 3 minutes, okay? So go ahead and pack your stuff up. I'm gonna spray the tables you're sitting at. Elijah, could you? Never mind. I'll come around with the paper towels too. Never mind. It's cool. So just pull your paper towels off. You want to stand up for 3 minutes? I would definitely suggest it. You played Among Us yet? Not yet, man. I'm getting there.
Don't try to Discord. Rethink a few things afterwards.
Hope they give me some more displays. I ain't buying them. Now you already took papers. Yeah.
You better hope you have the same bus though.
I went to the bus lady and she was like, yeah. She called her on the radio. She said she was bringing back.
Hey!
Yeah.
What is that?
You gave it to me.
Oh, I give it on. I think so go, no, it's go. It goes under, it goes to the remediation sheet. Let me show you.
If I can do that now.
Oh, it's not coming up. Okay, go under remediation. Okay. And then it's going to be the only assignment there.
Review?
Yeah. The review section. Here I go. Give me 1 second. This will be right there for you. How's it going? What's up? Freddie. Yeah, can you go to the front office when you go around? Yeah. Thank you. Wait till the bell rings. Like another minute, just wait. Bye. Did you see it?
I have it in there, but I can't find submit.
Oh. Just take your time. It'll come back to you, man. You got it. Appreciate you, man. We're going to go ahead and scroll down to the vocabulary because everything you guys unpack in the standards is a vocabulary word. Y'all got me there? So this is what I need everybody to help me out with, okay? I don't want to say the vocabulary word. Y'all tell me what it is, okay? Please, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very closely. I am talking through this. I need y'all to do the same thing if you're here. Online, y'all got no excuses. Y'all ain't got to worry about talking through a mask, okay? This mask is very good as far as like, wearing it. The talking aspect sucks. And I ain't found one that's good for it. So don't be afraid of being wrong. Did I got me on that? I want you to be wrong now. We get it corrected. You pass the test tomorrow. Keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. There are only 2 tests left. They're worth 50% of your grade, okay? Y'all got me there? Before I say that, let me go back and tell you guys some reminders about homework. Oh, button. There's one thing I want to remind you about. We go into our CTLS sessions. We go over here to Unit 5 review sessions, go to our lessons. Two things I want to give you an update on. The role of the president is due tonight. Make sure if you have not done that, you do that, okay? That's just a Nearpod. It reviews Unit 2, but it's kind of good because we just had a presidential election, right? Or we still are having a presidential election, rather. I am not talking about that election yet. Is everybody got me there? I'm going to wait because I did it last night in my constitutional law class. It did not work out very well for me because I was not able to be unbiased. I am not talking about that yet. Only thing I will tell you is this. Remember we talked about stocks and bonds earlier? Before the election, I lost about $2 grand. I made up by 1,000 yesterday. So as bad as you want to say that this situation is, the stock market is just good, don't they? There's a reason why. I'll talk about that later. The other thing was the study guide. Is everybody got me on this? So let's think about how I'm doing this. I'm making a video for you guys to have the things to know study guide, both on vocabulary and the written form. Everybody got me on that? And then you guys got to do this too. That means you all got 3 study guides to draw from. You could not be here for the last month. If you do these 3 study guides, you should pass the test tomorrow. Y'all got me there? Here's the good news about the study guide. This is Socrative.com. As long as you complete the Socrative, don't worry about submitting the hard copy for me. Is everybody got me there? Is everybody got me? Do this. As long as you do the electronic copy, you're good to go. Cool? Okay. And of course, you guys know if it shows green, that means it's not due yet. Yellow means it's past due, but you can submit late. Is everybody got me there? Red means it's past due, you can't submit at all, okay? Y'all cool with that compromise with the homework? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the vocabulary. So again, y'all are leading this. Y'all need to help me out. If you're in the classroom, I'm gonna repeat what you say, but kind of speak a little bit louder so they can hear you here, okay? I won't say the word, y'all tell me the definition of what it is, so sum it up, whatever way y'all want to go. Y'all can see the words, y'all got your phones in front of you, right? You got your computers. Google it if you have to. Okay? Get some points today by participating. You just Google, don't say I don't know. Okay? All right. Unrestricted submarine warfare. Anybody?
Unrestricted submarine warfare was wasn't that when the Germans would just shoot down like all ships that went into its part of the sea or something like that?
Well, it's just the whole ocean, the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean specifically, but that means they were literally shooting every submarine, every ship there was. Everybody got me on that? Now, this is the reason why they were doing it. The United States was funding everybody. Y'all got me there? They were giving everybody ammunition, weapons, things like that. I got to take my mask off because I talk too much and this is hurts. I can't do this. I'm sorry, y'all. But I'm distanced from everybody. One of the ships that was sucked down was the Lusitania. Y'all got me on that? And now here's the catch about the Lusitania. Germany told the United States, stop putting your people on these ships because this was like a normal cruise ship, right? But those cruise ships was carrying goods and products. Everybody got me there? So of course, if you know that ship got goods and products, you're in the middle of a war, you're gonna shoot it down, right? And you had Americans die on that ship. But the Germans said, stop doing it. And what did America do? They did anyway. Like, you're not gonna mess with us. And they messed with you. They killed a whole bunch of Americans. They got mad and we went to war. One of the reasons. Everybody got me there? What was the Zimmerman telegram? Which is actually this right here. Go ahead.
Zimmerman telegram was a intercepted telegram that started the war sanctions in the United States.
Yes, it was an intercepted telegram from Germany to Mexico. Is everybody got me there? And it started Americans saying, wait a second, what you doing? Because the telegram said that Mexico, look, you help us fight the war, we'll give you back all the land you lost in the Mexican-American War, which is the whole Southwest. Everybody got me on that? Pretty good deal if you was Mexico, right? Except Great Britain found it or they intercepted it, sent it to the United States, and the United States did what? They got mad. Y'all got me there? What was the Great Migration? That's anybody. Great Migration. What was that?
Was
And a whole bunch of black people migrated north.
Yeah, because of lynchings and better jobs. Everybody got me on that? Y'all remember what lynchings were, right, from Jim Crow? Remember? All right, what was the Espionage Act? Go ahead. Gave the government new ways to spy on you. So you talk bad about the government, we spied on you, put you in jail. Very similar to the Sedition Acts. Everybody got me there? Who was Eugene Debs and what was socialism? You know, y'all can start looking these up ahead and make yourself look good by giving answers. That's everybody because they on the screen. So who was Eugene Debs in socialism? Go ahead.
He was a socialist leader who basically protested over the war and the Sedition Act, and so he was arrested.
Espionage Act, yep. So like Eugene Debs, that's correct. He was a socialist leader. He protested the Espionage Act. He got arrested. He was running for president. And he still got over 200,000 votes. That's a lot back then, especially. Y'all got me on that? And the idea of socialism really gets into the idea that, hey, we want to make sure everybody has equal wealth. Has everybody got me there? So a teacher makes the same amount as a doctor. The doctor makes the same amount as a stock market trader. Y'all follow me there? And then communism is the idea of like, as far as politically, everything is fair and safe. In capitalist marketplace, like the United States, we hate that because we're capitalists. It goes against our economy. Everybody got me on that? Our economy is all based off of open trade and market. We go to the store, you go to get some ketchup. Do you see only one ketchup? Do you see like 1,000 of them? And they all still ketchup, right? They all got different prices, right? That's capitalism. Communism, one bottle of ketchup, it costs all the same amount of money. If I agree on that? And then, It's bad for American and capitalists because capitalism, open market. We can have multiple prices for various bottles of ketchup. Communism, one ketchup, one price. That goes against the open market. Because this is what happens. The open market is all based off supply and demand. Y'all got me on that? In communism, there is no supply. It's equal supply, means demand stays level. There's no fluctuations. Y'all got me there? In capitalism, there's always fluctuations. Y'all clear? iPhones, that's a great example of capitalism, right? They keep costing more and more and more. Why? Because people want them, right? If you bring down the demand, they cost less. That's why stuff going on sale. Y'all got me there? So every time we have a sale, that's communism, for a lack of a better way of explaining it. Is everybody following me on these analogies? Y'all good? Okay. To answer your question also, because people's involved. It's not really bad until you get people involved in it. Once we get involved, we screw up everything. Because I always make this argument psychologically. When you're a baby, you're pretty cool. Then once you go to school, you become socialized and everything's downhill. Because you start liking, disliking things. Y'all follow me on that? Y'all follow me? Okay, let's keep going. Woodrow Wilson and 14 points. Actually, do Woodrow Wilson, 14 points, and legal aid because they're all really together. Who got these three?
Woodrow Wilson was the 28th president who led America through World War I, and he created the 14 points, which led to the League of Nations to ensure world peace.
We all good? And then the Spanish flu was COVID-19 back during World War I. There's no way to say it. Now, I will say this. I got some good or bad news. There's not going to be a test question on Spanish flu, only because it's too hard to try to make one. Because everything seemed biased as to what I was writing. So I just didn't put it on there. Now, here's a chance, though, for everybody's listening. There may be a chance that I might give you guys an extra credit, constructive response on Spanish flu versus COVID. Everybody got me on that? I might, particularly for my honor students, which is you guys right here. Y'all got me in there? I'll keep you posted tomorrow, okay? As long as you can support yourself, yes. Everybody good? Okay. Let's go on to Roaring 20s. We already talked about communism and socialism. I just did that, okay? Everybody got me there? What was the Red Scare then?
Red Scare.
You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
It was when America was like they were scared of communists, of people hitting communists. So they put in laws like the immigration quota and stuff. They started kicking out people, putting people in jail because they thought they were hitting communists.
And they did. So you spoke on a lot of things. So the whole idea of scare of communism happened both in World War I, and it also happened in World War II, and also later into the Cold War. We good there? Yes, everybody good there, right? Because we're gonna talk about this again next week when we get to Unit 6. You also had the immigration quota where we had a quota system of how many immigrants we're gonna allow coming in. I showed y'all a video on that on Monday. Everybody got me there? What was the 18th and 19th Amendments?
I have a question about the Red
Wait. What now?
I have a question about the Red Scare.
Go ahead.
So I get that it was like a fear of communism, but why did it happen particularly during world wars? Like, did it have to do with nationalism or something?
It did have to do with nationalism, and you also had the communist revolutions going on over in the, I'm not sure to say called it Soviet Union, USSR, but over there. I forget the right name for it, but that's what, because they had revolutions going over there. Remember, you got the Soviet Union came out of World War I because of the communist revolution, which prompted the United States to get in. Has everybody got me there? And there's a whole fear of communism being spread across the world. It got worse during the Cold War. We all heard about those wars, right? The whole Korea thing is about the communism. A little island, a little peninsula we care that much about, but that's another story. You good now, Nani?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, what was the 18th Amendment? Real quick.
The 18th Amendment was the probation.
Prohibition, liquor. No selling of liquor, right? 19th Amendment?
Votes
Women's
for
suffrage.
women.
Women right to vote. We good there? Mass production and advertisement and consumerism. Actually, all four of these. What is mass production? You guys all know this.
That's when they would make a lot of stuff in like bulk.
A production of a lot of stuff. What is advertisement?
Commercials.
Promotion. You're doing it right here, right? Vote for women. That's advertising, isn't it? When we go outside, once we start getting on, what's the name of the street? This is Roswell, right? The major street? I think Roswell I'm talking about. No. Once the major one, the one out there. Oh, yeah. One of the first things you guys gonna start seeing, we just got out of elections, there'll be a lot of advertising from political people, right? That's advertisement. What is consumerism then?
People buying products.
People buying products. What did Henry Ford do though?
Combined
created the first car,
which is the Model
T.
And then how was he able to make so many of those?
Mass
production.
And not needing
the conveyor belt.
People.
The conveyor belt, the assembly line.
And he used cheap, parts. Is that why?
And parts that can be used everywhere, like on every car.
Y'all
easily replace parts.
I think y'all be good on the test. I think y'all really gonna do good. The Emergency Quota Act of 1924. And we get blank faces. Google it. Siri, what was the Emergency Quota Act of 1924? Someone can do that, and all I'm gonna do is give you a clap.
It limited the number of immigrants that could come into America.
Y'all got that? No more immigration.
It's also known as the Immigration Act of 1924.
Yes. Because it goes back, we got the Red Scare. We are afraid of new people coming in. Everybody got me on that? Because people come in, they maybe they are the reason why the World War started. Y'all got me there? We want to limit people coming in. We just said what the Model T was. What was the importance of the radio?
It led to a lot of.
I'm sorry. Someone said it in the room. But thanks, Justin. It was basically allowed us to get smaller, everybody communicate together. We good? Are you guys writing this stuff down? Y'all feeling pretty good about the test? And again, if you don't know something, ask a question, okay? All right, movies. People are able to now go to movies. This is also big because you guys do understand air conditioning is a fairly new technology, right? If you did not know that, now you know. At one point, the only time you go get air conditioning is if you go to the movies. Everybody clear on that? So that's one reason. Also, the idea of being able to go entertain yourselves. Everybody got me there? And then that help. What is mass culture? What is that definition? What is mass culture?
Everybody having the same culture, like Southerns and Northerners.
We all become Americans, right? So like mass was like we got now an American culture, and that's helped because of the radio and movies. Is everybody good with me so far? Jazz. Where did jazz start at?
New Orleans.
The South.
Down south in New Orleans is a form of expression. What was the importance of the Harlem Renaissance?
It gave Black people like some of their culture back because they're able to like have their own thing.
Agree with that. You got big people, Lace and Hughes, right? Yeah.
And
Louis
Louis Armstrong.
Who else came out of the Harlem Renaissance?
Neil Hurston.
Langston Hughes.
Neil Hurston.
Lace and Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston. A lot of more art and cultures. Everybody got me there? Y'all with me? Okay, we almost done ish. Great Depression. Oh, what is overproduction? We just kind of said that.
People the people making too much stuff and not enough people are buying it.
And then underproduction is what? Not making enough, so making less of it, right? What is speculation?
What something's going to sell for in a coming time?
Not quite.
Like what you think is going to happen in the future?
Yes. You're guessing what you think is going to happen in the future. Did I got me on that? I speculate there's going to be less students coming to school by December. I speculate that. Did I got me on that? Because I'm thinking some of y'all like, I ain't coming back no more. I'm staying home. That's how some of y'all feeling, right? That's cool. I wish I could. All right. What was the stock market crash? In what year? Huh? I heard what? Not 1910. It's 1920 what? 1929. Write this stuff down if y'all don't know it. And that's when the stock market crashed off. So the stock market, remember, that's where everybody has money in. Talked about that earlier. That's when you going out and you buying shares in the companies. And people did this on a margin and they was borrowing money. Everybody got me on that? And they was doing it because everybody had credit cards, stuff like that. The problem was, once the Great Depression hit, everybody started losing their money and they couldn't pay back their debt. Everybody got me on that? And that caused a big problem. What was the Dust Bowl?
When dirt started turning into dust, and so farmers could not plant stuff.
What was you saying? The dirt was very loose. Because keep in mind, like if you ever plant and you grow stuff, you gotta constantly put new soil on. Everybody got me on that? Otherwise, it dries out. Is everybody clear there? I just told you guys how to make some money by planting. But basically, you always gotta get new soil. What was the Hoovervilles and who was it named after? President Herbert Hoover. And what are Hoovervilles? The ghettos, slums. We almost there. How y'all feeling? Good review? Y'all good? We covered a lot, didn't we? Wait till next unit. Next unit we doing basically 1950s to 2008. That's a lot, right? But now, let me ask you this question. We're looking at this now, but when you look back, did it seem like we was covering this much all at once, though? It was really spaced out. Y'all got me on that? But y'all covered all this material. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. Remember, after ELC, do a couple projects. That's it. Okay? We're not doing nothing different. Nothing new. All right, FDR and the New Deal. What was the New Deal? trying to get us out of the Great Depression, right? What was relief, recovery, and reform? That was his plan, right? He made like things like Social Security, right? Either it was going to be a relief, it's going to help people out, recover, or the reform to change it. Is everybody got me on that? Every New Deal program was under the one of the 3 R's. Make sure you guys remember that. Everybody clear? Fireside chats, what were they? Yeah, if you don't know, Google it.
Oh, it was FDR's way of talking to the population, the public.
And what did he talk to them through? Was
On
it
radio.
The radio. Everybody clear there? Y'all with me? Okay. What was the Social Security Act? Yeah, I mean, we all get Social Security cards, right? So basically, if you're on disability, you can draw money. You get old, you can draw money, right? What was a court packing scandal? What was FDR's court packing scandal?
He wanted to pack the courts so that he could get his New Deal stuff into place faster.
Correct. There's some static in the background, but we got you. Good job, good job. The TVA, Tennessee Valley Authority, what was that?
Getting electricity into Tennessee.
Yes, giving electricity to Central Tennessee. Now, everybody, before you have the reference, I am recording this, okay, y'all? But hopefully this helping you guys out. What was the FDIC?
Good afternoon, teachers. Please pardon the interruption. Just as a reminder, we will begin dismissal at 3:20. I'll be sending you an email with the bus lineup to assist students with what bus they're taking in which lane. Please be mindful that at 3:20 we'll begin with our
Everybody got that? All right, since what we were doing. FDIC, what's FDIC?
Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation.
And what did it do? Insurance for what, though?
Public confidence in
insurance
the
against-
financial system.
Yeah. It basically said that when you put money into the bank, you're going to have a certain level of insurance in case something happens. In theory. Okay. Who was Eleanor Roosevelt and why was she important?
She was the wife of Franklin Roosevelt, and she's important because she expanded on the role of the first lady, and she was involved in politics and like social reform and stuff like that.
All you guys got that correct. Is that clear? I heard everybody say it. That's right. Eleanor Roosevelt. What was the Wagner Act? Google it if you need to. Look what's coming next, you guys. You haven't said nothing. Say something.
It allows the workers, the employees, to unionize without intervention of employers.
It allows them to unionize. And the Huey Long, remember he was the rival to FDR who felt like he wasn't doing enough. Did I got me on that? It was too much government intervention, so Huey Long didn't like him. Talk about World War II. What was Pearl Harbor? Yes. It's where Japan bombed the United States naval base, right? Battle of Midway. Why was Battle of Midway important?
It was the turning point in the Pacific Theater.
You had 2 fights, right? You had the Pacific Theater with Japan. You had the European theater, which was Germany and everybody else. Everybody got me on that? What was D-Day? Right. So it was a D-Day was basically an airborne assault in France to try to basically get Germany back out of France, right? Okay. The fall of Berlin, that's when the United States forces, Soviet Union forces, and British forces, they took over Berlin and they actually divided Berlin up. Is everybody got me on that? Always keep in mind, if Germany could have won this war. Is everybody got me on that? We got the whole idea of atomic bombs from Germany. So you always got to wonder, what if Germany won? Because they darn near won this war. One different step, they would have won. Okay? FDR, all right, let's go back. What was Hiroshima and Nagasaki? What did that do? What was that? Two atomic bombs. And then we threatened a third, and that's what forced Japan to give up, right? Everybody got me on that? Little Boy and what was the other one?
Batman.
Batman, yeah, Batman. FDR is freaking Eleanor Roosevelt.
Wait, did you
He's
say
the only president? Huh?
Did you say Fat Man or Batman?
Batman. Batman. All right, FDR, he's the only president that served 4 terms. Everybody got me on that? This way you guys are clear. There's a Constitution Amendment because of he's the only one that did it. There will never be, because there's a Constitution Amendment, good luck getting that changed, of any president serving more than 2 terms. Everybody got me on that? Harry Truman took over for FDR after FDR, because remember, FDR during his last term was very sick. He always was sick, but he got sicker. Harry Truman took over the rest of the presidency, and he's the one that actually pushed for, well, he's the one that was over Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Is everybody got me there? And then Tuskegee Airmen, who were they? African-American pilots. So the best pilots doing World War II, right? All right. Let's finish it out, okay? I'm almost done. All right. Let's take a 1-minute breather. Oh. Just, it's right there. Just go. Ask me, let me know, but yeah, just go ahead and go. Yeah, I'm gonna say one at a time. Yeah. I do, but y'all right across the hall. I'm gonna assume nothing crazy gonna happen right across the hall. All right, let's finish up, okay, guys? Let's finish up. Everybody ready? Lend-Lease program. What was that?
That was when the U.S. gave arms to Britain.
Rationing. Yes, eating less food, using less metal, less rubber. Everybody got me on that? Everything was rationed. Ladies, your makeup, couldn't use it. Ration. Color, dye color, gone. Cotton, gone. Everything rationed. I do really mean like everything gone. Like you could use it. What is conservation? Huh? Using less of things. What were the Japanese internment camps? Yes, they thought Japanese were spies, so we put them all in these internment camps. Now, they wasn't as bad as the German camps, but you got American citizens being put into United States military camps, which is still pretty darn bad. Everybody got me on that? What was the Manhattan Project?
Atomic bomb.
That was the name of the atomic bomb development. What was Los Alamos?
That was the bomb dropping site.
Well, not the bomb dropping site. That's where we tested the bomb. Los Alamos, Texas is where, New Mexico, I'm sorry. That's where we was testing the bombs at. Is everybody got me on that?
Can you still
and then
go?
Who was, huh?
Are you able to still go to Los Alamos or like no? Is it too dangerous?
Yeah, you still go there. I wouldn't, but you still go there.
Okay.
It's a lot of radiation there. Who's this guy right here, Asa Philip Randolph? You guys got about 2 courses of him on the test tomorrow. Who is Asa Philip Randolph? Not a politician, but he was a black civil rights leader. He threatened the first Marshal Washington because he wanted to be the wartime jobs in the military to be integrated. Is everybody got me so far? FDR kind of said, okay, fine, we don't want a Marshal Washington in the middle of World War II, right? He gave him more integration for the jobs, and then he called off the first Marshal Washington. Martin Luther King actually spoke on his Asa Philip Randolph. He's the one that organized the second March on Washington. We got Martin Luther King from. Is everybody clear on that? So that's who Asa Philip Randolph is. Everybody got me on that? All right, and then war mobilization. What is that? It's pretty straightforward. What is war mobilization? There you go. Countries mobilizing their troops. And then Rosie the Riveter. You did it. Basically talking about women going to have factory jobs, right? Baseball was like the way football is right now. So you had a women's baseball league. So Rosie Rivers basically going back into the idea of women coming together and keeping the nation afloat. Everybody got me there? Any questions? Anybody?
Is their homework?
Huh?
Is their homework?
Yes. All right, so guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's another video that's on post where all these questions here will be kind of combined, where you guys can look at either the vocabulary or the view questions, and you guys also have your study guide. Is that right clear there? You guys should ace this test tomorrow. The test is going to be